Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jenk Plays with me, Jenk. Today we're playing some more Transport Fever. Last episode, we put in some new transport links around Oceanside, McKinney and Olathe, and we also created an intercity link linking these three cities. While we were doing this, we noticed that Olathe was struggling a bit in terms of its demand for transport, and I was thinking maybe what we could do this episode is provide some food for Olathe. So a couple of episodes ago, we did set up a food production line here, and we're using that to ship food to Oceanside and McKinney. And we can see that actually there's quite a lot of food coming through, but while we've been doing other stuff in the background, our food processing plant has leveled up and is now able to produce more food than previously. And we are currently, I think, saturating the line here with 200. Yeah, so we've got 200 farm production a minute coming to the farm port, which is then being shipped to the port transfer, which is then being shipped out. So what I might do today, what I will do today, is put in another port down here to ship more food up to Oceanside, more food farm product up to the food production plant, and we'll use that potentially to transfer more food over. We need to have a think about how we're going to get the food from here up to Olathe though, because theoretically we could put in another road here, more direct road, and use trucks and bring it to Olathe. Or if we feel there's enough demand, what we could do is we could bring in a ship and ship it up. I'm now looking, there's other bits up here, so it might be that we stretch it a bit and say, well actually if we're going to be using a boat to bring food up to Olathe, it might be worth us taking farm production from up near Olathe as well. So we can see we've got one here and one further up here. And one of the mechanics in this game is the further you ship something, the more you get paid when it gets delivered. So it probably makes sense economically for us to use either this one or this one to get the food, the farm production, bring it down to here for the farm, for the farm production down here to the factory for food, and then bring it back up. Because even though that's basically right next to, well, either one of these are very close to Olathe, they are very far away from the food production facility, and the food production facility is quite far away from Olathe, so you'll make more money doing that. So that's what I might actually do. And it also means that we'll have a ship that's mostly full on the way back and full all the way down, as opposed to if we're going from here, we'd just be shipping air half the journey. So let's do that. Let's just take a quick look. Which one would be better? So that's probably close enough to the river, as is that one. Let's see, we'll put in a cargo harbour. Okay, we might need to rebuild the road, and we'll definitely need to rebuild the road there. What I'm going to suggest we do is do this one here. I think I'm going to go for large as well, just to try and future-proof it, especially now I've got the money. Let's see, bring that in a bit, make it nice and tight with the field, maybe about there, and then we'll do some gentle landscaping, bring that out, and that, and smooth it around, just to make it a little bit more natural. There we go, maybe a little bit more, there we go, and if we put in a road link, there. Let's see, moment of truth. Yep, there we go. We can see that links up. We're going to need another. Where am I? Getting lost again. Keep moving around. We're going to need another harbour somewhere down here for Olathe, and it might also be later on we can create a generalised river transport network that includes patient transport as well as production transport. And then we can just reuse the ones we've got down there, but we might need to upgrade them. I'm probably going to put it on the outside of the city and then drive it in, because as we've touched on before, if you're taking heavy goods vehicles into the city, if you're putting boats or trains near the city, you get pollution, and pollution impacts growth. As you can see here, so that's emissions. Right now it's very good because all we've got now are trams and horses, but later on when we start getting steam engines and all of these other polluting things, they get less and less nice. Right now certainly the boats are going to be a problem for that as well. because we've already put a large harbour on, it makes sense for us to continue that. And what we might also do, just to think ahead to the future, is incorporate that into here, so we could potentially use that factory as well, although I'm conscious that with the update, that factory might not be there forever, but we can deal with that when we come to it. We'd also need to refactor the harbour as well, so it would have more terminals for access, but for now that will do. We'll put in our road connection, and we'll also need to have a truck station as well, a large one at that, so potentially we could have it tidy. How am I going to do this? Let's think about this. Yeah, actually I'm going to do that. It might look better. So we have the harbour link there. That's purely that's purely aesthetic. It's not going to be functional. This is going to be how we're going to get the goods out of it. I may have just built myself into a problem here, but we'll deal with that when it comes to it. And then we'll bring that straight in. So you've got a crossroads, and that's also connected, and then that can come in. Fine. And then what we'll do is we'll just see where we need to be delivering our food as well. So down here. So looking at this distribution, it would make sense to do it potentially somewhere over here. So they'll come in down here, loop back round, and then out. If we put that line in now, that'd be good. So we've got to there. And that's going to be road freight. Overlay distribution. As you can see, overlay road freight or distribution. Let's just check that. And as I said, it's going around. At a later date, we might want to put in a bypass, so it comes around here instead of going through the city. But I think for now that will do. We'll play with that later. Although I'm looking at that. Yeah, actually, let's just do it now. Getting ahead of myself, and then also back in to myself. Okay, we'll upgrade that while there's nobody on it. We'll bring that round. It's going to be expensive. We'll do it in short runs. Bring that in. There we go. And if we check that line now, yeah, that's better. And there's less conflict with the trams as well. Okay, this may be an issue at some point, depending how much traffic we get along here. But right now, that is very quiet. Do we have a road vehicle distribution, road depot? That's looking kind of ugly. Let's not worry about that too much. I'm going to remodel that at a later date. If we put our road depot by the tram depot for now, we are probably going to want to come back and refigure all of this, but for now, it's being a bit awkward. Straighten that up a little bit. There we go. It also means that we can put buses onto that one if we want. For now, let's not put anything on there. Let's just wait for the moment before we do that. So we've got our harbour ready to go up here. Port ready to go down here. And our farm port down here. So let's see how much this is going to cost. It might be cheaper for us to rip it out completely and replace it than to mess around with terminals. Yeah, and then because what will happen is that food will respawn as well onto this one once we roll it in. So let's just quickly do that. Bring that in. Nice and aligned. There you go. So the line rejoins. I hope the food respawns. Okay, I guess the food doesn't respawn. It's not too much of a problem, I don't think. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Pretend I knew what I was talking about. That'd be ideal. Thanks, guys. Okay, so we've now got a better port down here. So we can now connect the farm first of all. I need to rename that one because that's not a descriptive title. So this one, and then back up to drop off here. Okay. Quick autosave. And then rename. So it's going to be C freight or ship freight. It's going to be AR farm to OL food to OS food to OL port. Okay, so now that's all connected. Let me just check the terminal 6. I don't think they went onto the right one. No, we want that one. Oh, we've got shared capacity. So we want the pinky purple one to be on that side. Okay, and then we'll come down, hit that one, go back up. Okay, fine. So that line is now in. Let's rename some of these ports. So this is going to be Olathe cargo port, and this one up here is going to be farm port. It's more descriptive, and I think I also want to check the title on this one. Yeah, that's going to be food fact. Okay. Seeing there, the demand continues to be quite high there. So by doing this, we're potentially taking some of the pressure off here as well, because we could have used this network as well. But I think shipping it's probably the right thing to do. What I might do is if we start with the ship down here, by the time the ship gets to the farm, there'll be food ready for it to collect. And I know we just put in a large port, but we can see here the only large ship we have at the moment can only take fuel products. So that's more me future-proofing it, because there will be a point in the near future where we can get large cargo vessels that can take food. I think with the distance we've got, it's probably worth us going more expensive, although seeing that we're spending quite a bit of money on this route. But if we do put that in for now, that's going to be Arlington Farm to OL Port. Do I want to rename the OL Hub? Yeah, let's rename that OL Hub because we might use that again. OL Cargo Hub. And then what that was that one called? That's Oceanside Port Transfer. Yeah, let's call it that. Olathe Port Transfer. Okay. So the line is saying OS Hub. That makes sense. Okay, because it transports other things. Fine. So our ship should now be on its way. Not that one. That one. There we go. Steaming away. It's going to be a while until it gets there, but we can see, hopefully, yeah, there's food already being produced. By the time it gets there, it should be a full load. I mean, at the rate this is going, it's definitely going to be a full load. It can only take 70. And then just to make sure that there's demand being generated for food in Olathe, let's put on a cargo. And it's Olathe distribution. There we go. And if we manage the line, we'll say fill any, and then wait forever so that we're ready to go. What that will do is they'll now generate demand for food. So that means that this food processing plant should now start, yeah, you can see it's now started shipping. So these are the places that want food but aren't getting it. And we can see that we are shipping, 90-ish. 90 food to these two and then 12 to that one. So we need to increase, we definitely need to be shipping around 200 from Arlington Farm down to here, because we can see at the moment we're not quite hitting what we need. So what I might do, I know last episode we were talking about how much money we have, is potentially take out some loans just so we can grow the line and make some money come in quicker, because otherwise we're going to be sitting here a while we wait for this to tick up. Yeah, let's just see. So that goes all the way over there now, and I'm expecting that the food is already, the food's already oversupplied. Yeah, let's do that. I know earlier I was like, oh, loans are bad, don't take out too many loans, but times change. Let's put it, about halfway down so it's nearer to things. Even though again this is going to take quite a while for it to get there, it's still a bit of a future-proofing it. We're thinking we're going to need this in the future. So what did we have? We had the more expensive one. And we're just short of being able to buy 2 of them. That's a little bit frustrating. Hopefully we'll get a little burst of income in a second. Oh, no. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on, you can do it. Tick. No, that's too slow. Oh, and it's gone down. Okay, never mind. Let's just keep an eye on it. And we'll be able to drop another ship on shortly. So that's going to there. That's the nearest port. Should be going northbound now. Yeah, okay, so it's going northbound. All that food. I think I made a mistake starting that ship down here. It would almost be worth me selling that ship entirely and replacing it, but now we've committed now. He's on his way. I don't want those guys to feel disappointed about not doing their jobs. So let's see what the rate on this is. 28. Oof. We need 10 times that. So we're talking about maybe 15 ships. So what's that? That's 5.5 million. Yeah, may have been a bit ambitious there. I didn't consider the speed and the distance that we were going. And when I said earlier about, oh, there's lots of money to be made going long distances, I didn't factor in necessarily the time it takes to get there. I think I'm too used to playing in the late game where stuff very quick. What I might suggest we do then, and I keep doing this, probably works better for you guys that you don't have to sit and wait and watch while I do other things in the background, tinkering and watching things take over, is I'll leave it for a minute and then we'll come back in once this line's actually going, then we can have a think about what we'll do next. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, we're coming back in now for a little bit. It's been running for a few minutes. As I said before I went off to let this run for a bit, I think I underestimated the distance we've got to travel and the speed of these vehicles. It took pretty much the entire time I was waiting, maybe 10 minutes for the ship to get from up here all the way down here, not even that one, down here, and then that delivery brought in $12 million. Let's see how much this one's going to make. Not even a full one. 146. Oh, actually that's because it's coming from a closer one. That's coming from the closer one. Oh no, all of the big ones, yeah, all the ones that I've sent on the way back up now, but each, that guy's empty. You should turn around, go back, get some food. There we go. So I think I had 2 or 3 ships all arrive at the same time with a belly full of food, and then suddenly my money just exploded. So I used that to buy some more ships. You can see them here. I tried to get them to flip around and pick up the food, but I think they were queuing too long or something else, which meant that they departed without food. They were on their way back. This guy, damn it, we just missed our first delivery of food here, and we can see that definitely underestimated the rate I'm going to need here, so I'm probably going to need to do some changes here before that comes in. Let's just quickly buy as many of these as we can. It's going to be 10. Get those going, because we're going to be wasting this food and we need that money. Here we go, coming in, we're going to get paid for it here. Do we have to wait a bit further? Delivery, 630, there we go. So a load full of food from the factory down to here, 630, it's a lot of money. I think maybe the implementation wasn't great, but it was definitely the right decision to send them that distance. What I'll do, manage vehicles, how many we've got now? We've got 11. I think if we go to 15, just because the rate on here is quite slow. Let's see, we're up to 126. It takes 7 minutes to get from point to point. You can see there's already another one on the way in. Oh boy, there's lots of food coming in. I think Olathe is going to grow quite a bit. I may want to change the situation we've got here. But we'll see. I mean, if we can get the flow rate right on our distribution, this is less important, because if flow rate's low, you have lower frequency, you're okay. You need to have a bigger terminal. But if your flow rate's high, you've got high frequency, you don't have to worry about it so much. The problem with ships and trains is that they've got a low frequency but high volume, so you need a buffer to capture or to keep that storage, keep that stuff in storage. We can see here we're just maybe a little bit too slow, but as you can see, it's a while until some more food comes in, so I think that's probably okay for now. Let's see Olathe getting their food in. 12 coming in now. There's a queue to deliver. So that's going to start making them happy, although you can see our pollution's gone up because we've now got more vehicles coming in, and this should help them grow. So they've got transport connections now, they've got food coming in, and at some point they'll get machines. Machines is quite a long way down the line, I think, for now. But yeah, I think with that you can see the money's coming up. Let's see, let's go back up to here and you see, look at this food, the stack of food. I think going large was a good idea in terms of our flow rate. So we can get a total store of, that's what, 596. And we're getting close. But we have ships coming in. Our flow rate is still a little bit too low. But not too many more ships to put on that line before it gets saturated. One other problem that I noticed while I was waiting for this to run is that this food processing plant is prioritizing Olathe over the other two, which meant that for a while these guys were being starved of food. So you can see there's a traffic jam here as they're waiting to get more supplies. I think that's because it's a more profitable route. So the way you can see here, actually 76. So most of the food that's being produced at the moment, actually that's roughly even across the three, but I think it's because it's a more profitable route. It's prioritizing it. So we do need to get our shipping rate up so we can get, we're now up to 300 food. We could probably add another farm. But I think that's an episode for another day. So with that moderately successful session, I'm going to draw it to a close. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.